everyone, I am Krisha May A. Petalos, and welcome to my reflection video on chip manufacturing and the future of computer engineering. In this video, I'll be sharing my insight and reflection after watching 5 very informative YouTube videos. These are the chip manufacturing, why chip making is so hard, photolithography, how CPU is made, and top 10 future technologies in 2025. This clip made me appreciate more the process behind making the smallest components of our computer, the microchips, and how these tools will mold our future in our line of work. The chip manufacturing video demonstrates the process of making microchips, or the brains of computer devices. I found that chip production is one of the most sophisticated and accurate operation in contemporary engineering. It begins with pure silicon, which is mined from sand. This silicon is melted, cleaned, and cut into thin round waters. These wafers then undergo several cycles of etching, layering, and patterning to create billions of transistors, the on and off switches that manipulate information in our machines. What struck me most was how clean and regulated the environment must be. A single speck of dust can ruin a whole chip. So engineers work within ultra-clean rooms covered in specialty suits to keep things clean. I was amazed by how something so small can control machines with so much power, from mobile phones to satellites. The second video, why chip making is so hard, explained to me why too many companies can produce chips. It's not necessarily making little circuits, it's making them at the atomic level. The faster and smaller chips get, the more difficult they are to make. Current chips are in nanometers, that is billionth of a meter. A 3-nanometer chip, for instance, has transistors smaller than viruses. Every new generation of chips needs new technology, improved precision equipment, and huge sums of investments. Firms such as Intel, TSMC, and Samsung invest billions merely to refine manufacturing processes. The video also describes how supply chains around the world make chip manufacturing even more complicated. A factory might rely on components or tools from dozens of nations. This illustrates just how delicate and precious chip manufacturing is in the modern world. The most fascinating process I learned of is photolithography from video 3. Photolithography is essentially a high-technology form of photography, but rather than capturing images, it etches small patterns onto the silicon wafer. First, they coat the wafer with a light-sensitive substances called photoresist. Next, a special mask which holds the chip's pattern is laid on top. When ultraviolet light is poured through the mask, it copies the pattern onto the wafer, similar to how film records an image. What impressed me most is contemporary machines now employ extreme ultraviolet or EUV light, which has a fantastically short wavelength, enabling engineers to produce features smaller than ever. This technology from organizations such as ASML is so sophisticated that there are only a machine handful in the entire world. It really highlighted how photolithography is the core of chip production, the process where microscopic design takes form, physical hardware. The fourth video, how CPU is made, provided me with a comprehensive overview of how a central processing unit, or the CPU, is brought to life. It starts with purifying silicon into flawless crystals and slicing them into wafers. Subsequently, the transistors and circuits are constructed layer by layer through photolithography, etching, doping, and layering. Finally, when all the processing is done, the wafer is sliced into hundreds of little squares, each one a potential CPU. But the journey doesn't end yet. Each chip is tested to ensure that it functions correctly. The function chips are packed, plugged onto pins, and ready to be installed in computers and other machines. The video made me understand the precision and collaboration required. Engineers, chemists, and designers all join hands to develop such powerful processors. I also discovered that it can take months from beginning to end to produce a single batch of CPUs. It made me realize and appreciate the unseen effort that goes into making every computer we use on a daily basis. The final video, Top 10 Future Technologies in 2025, relates all this to the future of computer engineering. It highlighted how developments in chip technology will drive future trends like artificial intelligence or AI and machine learning. Quantum computing, 5G and 6G networks, Internet of Things or IoT, autonomous vehicles, virtual and augmented reality, and even nanotechnology. All of these depend on one thing: strong and efficient chips. As a computer engineering student, I understood that studying how chips are manufactured is not merely about hardware. It's about learning the building blocks of future innovation. The better we enhance chips, the better and more efficient our future tech will be. It also got me thinking about sustainability. As chips get more complicated, we need to think about eco-friendliness, resource consumption, and worldwide availability of technology too. And that will be all for today's video. Thanks for watching my chip manufacturing and future trends in computer engineering reflection video. I am Krishami A. Petalos, and I hope my observations made you realize how much to admire the technology within your devices and the engineers that drive them. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video if you gained something new. Thanks for watching. See you next time.